something like a tinted moisturizer, you don't want to put on concealer before you put this on. Your very first step will be to start with your tinted moisturizer, then move on to your face concealer, then set everything with a powder, then do your under eye concealer. If you're going to be using powder foundation, you start with the concealer just like I did, but instead of applying your liquid foundation, then you just apply your powder, and then you just apply your under eye concealer, and then you're done. The next thing you want to do is set your foundation with any kind of a powder. You can either use a loose powder or a pressed powder like this one. This is MAC Studio Fix. I like the pressed powders personally, but I know a lot of people that love the loose powders. I just think the pressed powders are a little bit more clean. They're not quite as messy. You want to take a big fluffy face brush. These are two fluffy brushes that I have. This is the Jumbo Chisel Powder from Coastal Scents, and this is the Sigma SS150. There's also a MAC one. There are tons of big face powder brushes. You just kind of want to dip this in, swirl this in your powder, your setting powder, tap it off to get off the excess because you don't want too much. Then you just kind of want to circular motions, lightly dust this over your face. You don't want to use a heavy hand. You want to use a light hand, which means you just kind of want to barely dust this over your face. Okay, so the very last step that you want to do is apply your under eye concealer. My absolute favorite under eye concealer is by MAC, and it is the Select Moisture Cover. This is an NW25. When talking about your under eye concealer, this is the time that you want your concealer to be maybe one shade lighter than your actual foundation. Maybe. Not in all cases, just in some cases. Like for me, the number of my foundation is 30, and for my under eye concealer, it's 25. So what you want to do is after you've already set your foundation with powder, you just want to kind of dab 3 little dots. This works with any kind of concealer that you have. And you just kind of want to dab this underneath your eyes. You're using small patting motions because you don't want to rub under your eye because it'll stretch out your eye, give you wrinkles, all that old lady fun stuff. Now, this step is optional, but I really like doing it because it helps me feel like I've set everything that needs to be set with powder. So the last thing I do is I set my under eye concealer, just my under eye concealer, and I use the Benefit Powder Flage for this. They've actually discontinued this now. I don't know, I'm pretty sure it's probably still available, but I do know that they aren't making it anymore. They took it out of my Ulta, which sucks because I'm really upset about it. But this is a this is a pink translucent powder, and translucent just means that it's not going to show up on your face. It's not going to be like a big white powder on your face. I dip a soft fluffy brush in this. I'm using a Coastal Scents Deluxe Crease Brush. And I take it and just kind of run it right underneath my eye. This also adds a little bit of a highlight so your under eyes aren't quite so dark. If you have problems with dark circles,